Oh, he's a kitty cat.
It's
Kitty?
a kitty. He's gonna
It's a
look
shadow.
away from you guys. Yeah.
I
He's
am
my-
tired. I could use a very long nap.
Yeah, me too.
As a side note, go ahead and really quick move your little pogs or whatever into the tower beyond. And I'm going to go ahead and remove all this nonsense from the... Hold on. I'm going to remove all this nonsense. And you find a very large hole in the ground, 15 feet around. And in fact, there might be box text. Hold on. Box text. A circular shaft. A circular shaft pierces the floor of this 40-foot diameter domed chamber. Dim violet light shines out of the shaft, revealing sickly white and gray vines that coat the walls of the shaft. The light is supplemented by 4 lit wall torches set equidistant around the periphery of the chamber. A crudely fashioned stone throne sits against the curve on the northwestern wall. A large iron chest serves as the throne's footstool. A sapling... no, that sapling isn't there anymore because you murdered it. So, yes, there was a sapling in there. There were a couple of saplings in there, but you murdered them both. So you see like a mine shaft going down that is overgrown with vines and goes down at least as far as Calder can see with his 60-foot dark vision.
Was this here when I was here last?
How about my 120-foot dark vision?
Your 120-foot dark vision sees the floor, and there are a bunch of bodies piled at the floor. This was indeed there. It wasn't this big the last time you saw, but this is the thing that Belak has been making. This leads down to where Belak is. You know that as a previous servant of Belak, this leads down to the grove. Now, you don't know what's in the grove because you've never been down there yourself, but you know that this leads to him.
And that throne is his seat, or did that used to be the war chief's throne?
The throne is the war chief's throne.
All right. As the goblins outside, tending to the wounded, bringing people back in, letting them know the news. I'm going to leave them to that for a little bit. I'm going to ask Clarion if maybe you can station your... Is that your undead goblin there? It was helping you out a lot.
I'm pretty sure that's what the whistle did. Everybody? Fred.
Brains.
Can you have Fred just stand on the other side of this door real quick, just to keep us from being bothered for a little sec while we investigate in here?
Fred, guard.
Brains.
Thank you, Fred. I tell everyone else who doesn't speak Goblin that he is just saying brains.
Excellent.
If any of you do not somehow...
It was a completely normal sentence.
If somehow any of you do not read Order of the Stick, I don't even know if it's still running anymore because I know it was about to stop, but you should absolutely read Order of the Stick. It is the greatest Dungeons & Dragons webcomic in existence.
Feedback.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can, see what's in the chest. Maybe try to take a short rest in here at the very least.
Oh, I wanted a weapon, and it gave me a character.
Well, as a sorcerer, I recharge off of long rests, and these suck.
Hit points are healed with short rest too.
Yes, it's not the healing. It's the spells that I give a shit about.
Yeah.
Who has spells?
Me.
I have spells.
Half the party.
I've literally only used 2.
Well, Urki's used a lot
I've used
too.
1. I've only used 1 spell.
Urki is currently out of spell slots. Like he only has 3 level 1 spell slots, so that's he's tapped. Yeah.
So investigating the chest, and then if you said you can see the bottom, right?
I can see the bottom. There's just a pile of corpses from what I can see.
Do any of the corpses look like the people you're looking for?
Gestures to the DM.
You can't tell from this distance.
Okay.
Well, hold on. You're still leaking blood everywhere, and so am I. But like, cure wounds on you.
On me?
On you.
Thank you.
On you. Echo.
Nice, maximum.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like, I
excellent.
was like using the short sword as no, I got rid of the shorts. I'm just kind of like leaning on
You
who's
probably got
ever
your
next
spear
to me.
You
Oh, yeah,
probably
I
got your
pulled-
spear back.
It'll be
Yeah, I'll pull it out of the
Calder-
couch.
Calder is similarly is wounded, but is more stable at the moment.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
So,
That's everybody
So
but
much.
me.
so I heard talk of examining the chest. Who is doing that?
Looks at Hyacinth. I know. I'm just like, let's look at Hyacinth and detect trap.
No, I got it. I'm going to work my way around the room and carefully make sure that I'm not stepping on any other traps besides giant trap in the floor.
Yeah, there's the big ass like hole in the floor, but you don't see anything other than that.
I'm gonna go slowly. I don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense to me.
I'll get over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check the throne thing first for traps though, and then
Okay.
I will check the traps.
I will give you. I'll just go ahead and give you one check for everything.
That's just a
It's going to be an investigation.
so bad at investigation.
Oh no. Eh.
Okay. You
not
are
bad.
indeed. So you see, as you approach the, so the throne is clear, and as you approach the lock, you see that there is indeed a trap on the lock for anyone who attempts to manipulate it open. It
Okay.
is a probably a poisoned needle trap, but you are able to see it. There is both
Okay.
the trap and the lock to overcome, but you know they are both there. Give me a Thieves' Tool proficiency check for, let's start with the trap.
Oh,
Ooh.
Awesome, you set the trap off.
awesome! It's great.
So you
Fine.
do trigger
There's no
the trap.
traps. Ow.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
You take 1 point of piercing damage.
Yep.
And go ahead and make a Constitution save, please.
Oh no.
You succeed the Constitution save and do not lose 1d6 points of Constitution.
Excellent. Can I make a deception check
Ooh.
to make it seem like there was no trap at all?
I don't allow skill checks against other player characters, so they can play it however they want.
That's fair.
I believe you.
I'm okay with like you making a loud noise and like an ow, but we'll like all play it off
Like
you like you got pinched and not actually hit you, and the trap didn't actually hit you.
Would you like an actual unlock check?
Like an ha! I found it. Yes.
Exactly.
Now go ahead and make a Thieves' Tool check for the lock itself, and I hope you do better this time.
Me too.
You do better this time. You are able. This is the lockpicking lawyer. Nothing on 1. Click out of 2. 3 is binding. Click out of 3. You're able to open it up. Inside the chest, you find
Stuff.
inside Dern's chest is 231 gold pieces.
Dang.
And
Yeah, I definitely call Echo over before I open it because
Yeah, this is definitely like the
Yes.
goblin's treasure at this point.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
231 gold pieces and 2 onyx gems. I am adding both of these to the party inventory. And now check this out. This is so cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there. And the first thing I'm gonna do is distribute all of the gold, silver, or the gold and silver amongst the team equally.
oh, excellent.
So that's a thing. You should all have that now. We are now at 9:45. So why don't we, with that, call game? Now that you
Can I
have,
do-
go ahead.
Just a real quick.
Yes.
Now that you've checked the throne for traps, I would like to go over, lay my spear to the side, and just kind of like crouch on the throne and just kind of nod and just take in the moment.
You're having your Conan. You're having the end of the Conan film moment.
Yes.
the goblins begin to applaud for you when you take your place at the throne, and they begin to chant your name.
They chant Erkart. Erkart.
Indeed. And with that, we will go ahead and end the game with our goblin taking the chieftain position of the goblins of the Sunless Citadel, with the kobolds at least mollified. There are only two places to go from here, either down into the abyss below or backtracking to the dragon door. I'm going to go ahead and skip over to chat right now and say thank you all so much for watching. Holy shit. This has been such an amazing game, and not just because of the big hype train. No level up this time, I'm afraid. This party has actually already hit all of the milestones that it's going to hit for this module. Because they have been doing so many of the side quests, they hit level 3 a lot earlier than they should have. But just so you know, you will end this module at level 3, and we will begin the next module, assuming we do another one, at level 3. So really fast, let's go ahead and start by saying, once again, as I love always doing, and this is for you in the chat as well to answer this question, please and thank you. But I will go ahead and go around and ask each of you to tell me something you had fun with, and a nod that you would like to give to another player character for something particularly awesome or some good bit of role play. So let's go ahead and go. We're going to go clockwise, starting with Jen. What did you have fun with, and what's a player character you'd like to nod?
Oh, I want to nod to Gail for her great work with role-playing the fight with Dern.
Yeah.
I was so
Absolutely.
stressed.
Good night, Kistrel. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
And I'm having lots of fun with Fred. So yes, I seem to have acquired myself a zombie.
Yes. So to be clear,
Zombie.
so
Okay.
to be clear, what the whistle is capable of doing is once a day it can cast Animate Dead. And once a day, and you have to do this every 24 hours, it can be blown to reassert control over 1 or 2 of the undead creatures that you have under your control. Any other, if you have 3, then when you go to blow it, you're going to get 2 of them, and 1 of them is going to turn against you. So you really only want to keep 2. But yes, that whistle is essentially a walking animate, or an Animate Dead spell for you, and I'm sure that there are no moral consequences whatsoever to utilizing it.
I mean,
Hedgie, thank you.
what is moral consequences to a bard?
Let's go ahead and go to Jeff. What's something you had fun with, and who's a player character you'd like to give a nod to?
I had a lot of fun in the big fight, of course, because doing the got to show off the new spell and the new meta magic stuff. That's always fun. Getting a lot more mileage out of the potions of fire breathing than I ever thought I would.
Yeah.
So that's rad, and I like that we got rid of the magic user
Right away,
with
instantly.
no fight. But I have to give it to well, first to acknowledge, just to lump on Jen's the nod to Gale for the great role play with Durin, because F that guy. But I also wanted to nod Rob for giving us all collectively the Blinken from Men in Tights moment of, that was beautiful. What's going on? Like this long, heartfelt speech in a language that none of us speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
I worked on that monologue for a while, and I made myself cry twice while writing it. So I'm glad that it had the intended effect. I needed to squeeze one last bit of emotional manipulation out of Meepo, and I'm glad that it worked out well. Gail.
Yeah.
Good, Gale.
just
It's
raised-
your turn.
It just raised the stakes more when he went down in the fight after.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he just had his character development. Um,
And again, he would not have had that care. I specifically had him reference specific things that you said and did for him because that's what caused this to happen. Like he would have died in that blast if you had not been supportive of him. So like seriously, this, as much as it somehow seemed a little bit like NPC on NPC action, it really felt this was the result of your actions. So Gail, what's something you had fun with, and what's someone you want to nod?
oh man, I had so fun. Like we already referenced it a bunch, but I had so much fun in that last battle. Just being like, oh, okay,
That was chaos.
I'm having my Iniga Matoya moment. And oh man, the dice like kind of did the whole arc perfectly, so that was wonderful. Like we were both on our last legs, and it was just
Yeah, it was a knockdown drag out. Like both of you, this was not a stomp. It was a very, very harsh back and forth. A couple of PCs dropped a couple of times. It was I'm always worried with these games that the encounters are too easy. This one was not an encounter I was worried about being too easy. I was never worried that this encounter would be too easy. I was actually worried about wiping you all, and you rose to the challenge very well.
So on that note, I have two nods. I have real quick. Hyacinth's clutch oil use against the magic user.
Absolutely.
That was just getting to take her out before she casted anything else. That was so clutch. And then the second nod over to Calder, who in a round where he went bang, bang, bang and took out 3 people in a row and then ran over into a group of children and went, "Be not afraid."
Yes.
Like,
What a bomb.
just like, yes, surely this will calm them down.
Ignore the
it was
fact
just
that I
so
just
wonderfully in
slaughtered 3 of
character.
your comrades. Yes.
It was beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Em, what did you have fun with? What's a PC you'd like to nod?
All of it. It was great. I really enjoyed the interaction with the kobold chieftain lady. She has a name. I forgot it already.
Yustrael.
Because it's just like I didn't expect her to be like, "Hey, you want to get together?" That was left field for me. It was great. It was fantastic. And I also actually really appreciated the fact that Barnabas just like fucking left.
Yep.
Yeah.
I look forward to
He
figuring
just-
out what I'm.
Just
I have
fucked off.
decided to be gone now.
Just fucked off.
Just fucked off.
Well, if he fucks off,
but
he
I
doesn't get paid,
was-
so.
I was very, very here for Jen's interactions with Fred, and just the just the like, oh, I think I'll sit down now. That's fine.
Joan says, thank you for the polls tonight. I love those. I agree. I think the more of those we do, the better. So Kistrel is gone for the night, but thank you to Kistrel. Thank you to One Silver Key. Thank you to anyone else who is a mod of mine. By the way, Jen, you are a mod of mine as well, whether you know it or not.
I didn't notice that.
So you are allowed?
Mod view, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yes,
I
indeed.
think most of those polls
have
were
the
mine,
power.
so you're welcome, John Walk.
Volkensdorfer, if I'm not mistaken, but it's been a while since
Not
I've
gonna
seen
lie.
her last name, since I've seen their last name like printed, so I might be wrong.
Not gonna lie, I can't see straight right now, so
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and
We're
take
all
my
kinda,
turn. I also had an excellent time playing Meepo. Meepo is a character arc that I knew I would pull legitimate tears out at least once, maybe twice. And it's happened at least 3 or 4 times to my knowledge. I utilized him over and over and over again to hit you in the feels, and because of I knew, given these wonderful human beings that I have, and I have played to some degree or another with all of these folks, I knew that you were going to make Meepo your mascot the instant I learned that he existed. And getting to play out his entire character arc, I wasn't expecting. I was not expecting him to come back and confront Eustrael about her abuse, because I thought that he would die fighting Calcrix. Like, I legitimately thought that Meepo was going to die fighting Calcrix and that you were going to have to deal with that as a part of the story. And it didn't work out that way, and I'm glad it didn't. I think it turned out really well the way it did. I have to nod Hyacinth for once again making the worst possible decision every time that they can. And that is, it's a thing that makes DMs very happy, because it means that it means that you're engaging with the story rather than engaging in just trying to protect your character. Clarion, I cannot get over the mileage you're getting out of Dissonant Whispers, and how many heads you are going to explode over the course of the next several games. Calder,
it is the best.
Calder once again shows himself to be excellent with that fire breath, and just standing right in front of everything without care and putting himself in harm's way. Like when Meepo died, Calder goes, fuck it, I'm jumping up, I am getting into the melee range, and I am fucking shit up. And I appreciate that commitment to a character decision that you have made, even to your character's detriment. Gale, I cannot overstate how amazing your interactions were with the goblins. I assumed that you would end up taking over chieftainship of this, and I have no idea what the long-term consequences of that are going to be.
Raymond, will you stop?
You will get a chance, if you want, to relocate the goblins so that they are not in conflict with the kobolds any longer. But overall, every single one of you were just absolutely spectacular today. As you always are. As you always are. In the last bit, and again, this is a question for chat, and it is a question for my players. So I'm going to not call on anybody specific, but once again, feedback time. What can I do to make this game, this viewership, this experience even better for you? I still am trying to work with music and sound effects. I'm not amazing with those, but the animations of the emotes, I think, are a really great start. So what can I do to make this an even better experience for all of you?
I had one complaint about like the technical side of things tonight.
Yeah,
was
what's that?
Even if the module calls for that many tokens in the future, I don't think it's wise to actually populate it with that many tokens.
That wasn't,
especially when most of them aren't going to do anything.
Yeah, that was an awful lot of tokens, and I think I agree. If this was less laggy, then I could say that, but I probably should have just shown the tokens at the beginning. Although, admittedly, I gotta say, like, having the tokens slowly thin out over the fight did look really cool, and it did, make for a really good, like a chaotic environment. So there's gotta be a midpoint, because we can't be spawning 40 goblins in every single time.
There we go.
But maybe on a special occasion. Hold on one second, cat tax.
Oh, there goes the hat.
I mean, the cat, considering, wants to be invisible a little bit.
Oh, such a pretty cat.
Griff. Fun fact, Griff. I am, in fact, using a stream deck
All right, I'm sorry.
as we speak. That's how I'm able to do the scene changes and sounds that I am able to do. So, yes. The issue is not tech. The issue is my attention can only be split so many ways. It's difficult for me to run game, run the stream, run sound effects, run music, and run animations and other things that I need to do. It's just it's a lot of plates to keep spinning, but I am still working on it.
If I had a better computer, my dude, I would help you.
Yes, I am probably, I've already outsourced the animations to chat, right? When something happens, that happens. Perfect. When people put in a bunch of emotes, then they pop up. So that's good for the animation side of things. But yes, I am going to ask probably Jen or Em at some point to maybe have a soundboard that they can use to add sound effects when certain key events happen. Players. So that was good. So not spawning so many tokens next time, that makes perfect sense to me. What other feedback do you have for me? We still have not a whole lot of time because it's 10.
Yeah, chat. I mean, like, chat has been asking for a way to exchange money to give characters like advantage to an extent.
Yes.
Like,
And so
a
far,
certain level of interaction.
the inspirational challenge has been a hit and miss. But yeah, it's tough because I don't want this to become a pay to win thing. I don't want the people watching to think that I'm just trying to fleece them for money so that the characters that they like can succeed. I'm worried about the propriety of that. Not that I don't want the money. I absolutely want the money.
I think maybe a modest cap on a, like how you've been doing it, on a goal before game starts. You know, so that you're not asking for money again and again and again, but if the goal gets reached by the next game, then maybe giving like 1 point of inspiration around wouldn't get too
Joan says
out of
raise the
hand?
limit on channel point donations. If
We
I can do
can't
that, I
raise the
will.
limit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the widget that I'm using, I think, has pretty strict standards. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to take the current challenge and I will extend it till next game. So it will definitely be finished before next game because it's at like 47,000 right now. And that's a thing that I'm going to do from here on out. The inspirational challenge, if it doesn't succeed, I'll just extend it to the next game. That way you don't lose progress as you go. But the inspirational challenge is channel points, not bits or donations.
Yeah.
I will say that there is a donation goal that I have of $271.40 to upgrade the CPU on my computer. But that's a separate thing that I'm not giving in-game points for or anything like that. That's just to help me upgrade my hardware so that I can stream better.
My only suggestion I would offer is, instead of offering us a mechanical advantage, maybe offer an opportunity to the streamers, for in exchange for bits or whatnot, to offer flavorful effects. Like, they get to decide what happens. Like, you get they can submit donations for what happens whenever someone rolls a 1 or a 20, and we build from there.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad plan. I also like the idea of giving the chat a bit of control over what NPCs like Urki and Meepo do. And maybe if someone in the dick, if somebody posts a highlight, not a highlighted message, but if someone spends a certain amount of bits or something, maybe I can get suggestions for dialogue or actions or something like that. That's all good ideas.
Well, you do have that the text to speech thing.
Yes, I do have that
too.
activated. So that's a thing too.
And like, like, they could be just simple things like donate to add to like a random encounter table.
Yeah.
Or maybe do something with your Patreon. I don't know.
Also possible.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to my wonderful players, and then I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to my wonderful viewers. Thank you so much for playing. You're amazing. I love you all. Have a great night, okay?
Hey, Jen and I both stream.
Oh, yes.
do.
Why don't we do some
We do both
pluggable
stream.
plugging? Jen, why don't you go ahead and plug your stream really quick? Can we get a shout out in chat, M?
I can do a shout out.
Yeah. I'm the Swedish Geek Ball. I stream gaming and drawing and art, digital art.
She's a fantastic artist.
Digital art was
I'm not sure why it's not letting me do the thing.
Weird.
Sunday and Mondays, and then I'm playing Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I like to have a good time. Right now, I'm still playing Dragon Age 2. I'm playing The Witcher 3. I'm doing like either Secret World Saturday or Shadowrun Saturday, depending. It switches back and forth. And then Tuesdays has been kind of a mix of things now. I'm kind of playing different things like Genshin Impact. I'm playing Dream Daddy. I'm playing Hades. It's really, at this point, it's become whatever floats my boat at that time. But feel free to come by and check me out. I'm usually streaming in the evening on Eastern Standard Time. So starting usually like 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And
Like-
I've got a tip page and a merch page. So if you like that that suck it emote, it is plastered all over stuff. So in
M,
rainbow colors as well.
plug your
Yep.
pluggables.
Oh, okay. I stream at Once Over Key. I guess I can shout out myself. Yeah.
Yes.
Won't let me shout out myself. That's fine. I'm kind of a variety streamer. My Thursday evenings are just I do roguelites randomly, and then Saturdays are at the moment Borderlands 2. It's just like whatever. Honestly, I'm fine with people not checking it out, but it's cool.
All right. That's it for my players. I'm going to take a few seconds and speak to chat alone. Thank you so much, players. I love you all. Have a great one. Okay. Let me go ahead and mute that site so that when they start talking shit about me, we won't be able to hear it. Okay, friends, thank you so much for sticking with me for another episode of The Yawning Portal here on Twitch. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at MathDemigod. You can find the VODs for this very stream by going to youtube.com/gamingmathematically. And finally, if you do want to support me financially, there are lots of ways you can do so. Lots of you gave me subscriptions and bits and such, which I really appreciate. There's also a donate button down below, or you can head to patreon.com/mathdemigod and you can support me that way. I really appreciate this. We do this every 2 weeks, so our next game will be on, I believe, the 14th of April. Until then, I'll talk to you all later. Have a great one. Thank you for being here.